no need to worry. Everything is completely fine. The undeniable best part of any hike. Oh. Hike is done. We're gonna go jump in the lake. It was cold.
She is still due to face court-martial for departing campus without leave.
Oh, that explains.
Hey, what's up? No need to worry. Everything is completely fine. It seemed like a really good idea at the time. Oh, Alberta. This is the current state of my office. But I didn't just randomly start moving furniture around. I want to show you what I made first. And I feel like for those of you who don't know me personally, I think this is going to give you a lot of insight. So I literally made a scale drawing of this room with all of the little furniture and bits and bobs. And I cut these pieces all out so that I could play around with the configuration. The objective is to get myself a nice neutral backdrop wall for shooting video and to eliminate any of the hideous, horrible, awful, no good gray laminate from any of my backgrounds. And I think I've figured out a solution. So the plan is that this will be my neutral backdrop wall. So the mirror is gonna go here. And so the backdrop for my outfit selfies will just be my dresser, my little rice paper lamp that my mom thrifted for me, bless her heart. And yeah, like my dresser, nice and clean. So I just feel like that's gonna be a cleaner background. And the rug runs like virtually the entire length of the room. It's just a little bit shorter, but that's gonna be covered by the mirror. So you won't see any of the yucky laminate. And then that will also give me the opportunity to set my camera up from like further back here to shoot landscape for YouTube. And I'll have a nice neutral backdrop, which is sorely needed because every time I shoot a YouTube video of me styling, trying on my clothes in this room, I just feel like it's hard to even see what I'm talking about because there's just so much noise in the background and it's just, I just hate the way it looks. Oh, my assistant just arrived. Yeah, and then this kind of corner is gonna become like kind of cluttered and messy and like, I mean, not messy necessarily, but this kind of, I'm gonna kind of push all the clutter and like visual noise into this one corner. I'm gonna put this little shelf, I'm gonna put my rack. The main objective of this little shuffle is to help lower my barriers for filming. Every time I go to film in this space, it feels like I have to move a bunch of stuff around because I want to be shooting more for YouTube and for short form video as well, shooting portrait orientation. I want to be able to do it all in this space, and I think it's possible. It's not going to be the most beautiful layout, but I do think that it's going to be more functional. And if for whatever reason it isn't, I just move it all back. So I'm going to get going. My battery's running low on my phone, so I'm not going to do a time lapse or anything, but I'll show it to you when I'm done. Okay, it's a couple days later, still in my robe. I've got a face mask cooking, but this is where I landed with the room. So this is now the view from the doorway. And what I like about this is now I have a spot to shoot landscape and I'll be able to get a full outfit with a nice clean background. And then I also have somewhere to shoot outfits like this fabulous one that I've got on right now. And then this is kind of all of the mess in one corner, which objectively I hate. But I think that this is going to be a better solution for how I actually use this room, if that makes sense. I still have a couple little bits I got to figure out. I got to put my weights and all this bullshit away. And then I would really love to swap out this bench for like a row of shoe racks so that I can put all of my shoes in one spot, because this bench is not particularly useful for me. It really just kind of becomes a dumping ground. I think I'm gonna sadly move this beautiful antique mirror up into the attic for storage and keep this wall really, really clean. I might even move this beautiful quilt painting above the dresser again and have this wall just be completely blank. And then if I wanna, you know, have it feel a little bit warmer and have some more, like add some elements to it, I can bring the lamp out. I have this beautiful blue chair that I could put there. Like, I feel like there's ways for me to make a plain white wall still feel warm and welcoming. And then the other really important thing is that now all of my filming space has this beautiful antique rug, and you don't see any of the horrible, awful laminate floor. So ultimately, I'm calling it a win. I'm pleased. We'll see how it goes. The objective was to make this room more functional for filming, and so if it doesn't do that, then I might look at changing it back, because I think objectively it looked better the other way, but we're gonna give this a try for now. Hi, coming to you live with a never before seen background, my blue bathroom. And today is finally the day that I'm going and picking up paint to change the color in this room. Not necessarily because the color is the problem, but it was very poorly painted by whoever did it. We don't especially like the color. It's looking rough. It needs to be refreshed. And I'm gonna do that this weekend. And I'm also gonna paint our hallway, which I will show you right now. I really intentionally never include any clips of this in my videos because the color is just, in my opinion, heinous. It's kind of like calamine lotion. It's like pinky, but like also muddy. And it looks dirty. It looks like someone smoked cigarettes in here for 20 years, which they didn't. And the walls are clean and it just doesn't look that way, you know? So finally we're doing it. And I'm gonna, I think, just bring you along. I'm gonna go pick up some paint at the hardware store. I'm not gonna get too in depth, but I figured it was kind of a fun thing to include. I don't know. Will I even include it? Hard to say. Hello, it's Saturday, and usually I would be taking you along with me to the farmer's market, which is my usual Saturday routine. But this weekend things are a little bit different because I'm in the middle of a project at home and painting the hallway and the bathroom, which you may or may not have already seen clips of already in this vlog. I don't really know how the editing's gonna shake out yet. And two of my friends are having pop-ups today. So I swapped my schedule a little bit. Typically I'd be heading to the farmer's market, going to the grocery store, kind of having a Pottery errand focused day. Today is still very errand focused, but different errands than usual. So I'm gonna bring you with me to the pop-ups. I'm for sure going to make it to one. I'm really hoping I can make it to both, but we'll just have to see. The one pop-up is today only, which is the one I'm gonna prioritize going to, and the other one is gonna be extending beyond today. So if I don't make it there today, I can definitely go support on another day. And then I'm gonna come home for the afternoon because like I said, I'm in the middle of a painting project. I'm painting our hallway and our bathroom, and I've been absolutely dismal at vlogging it, if I'm being totally honest, but I'll hopefully have some before and afters for you, although literally as I said that, I just realized that I did not take before photos. Iconic move, Alberta. I filmed a couple little video clips, but I didn't take photos. You know what? Screenshots. That's what screenshots are for. Bit of a chaotic vibe today. I also recently got frosted tips. Let's have a look at the outfit. Okay, this is the outfit. Denim shirt, thrifted, Calvin Klein brand. Probably, actually no, statistically, according to my index, one of my most worn tops. Pants are the ones that I made out of thrifted fabric. Shoes are Mary Jane's from Small Lot, which I just absolutely love. They're cotton, not leather. So I find them really, really comfy and easy to wear. Even when the weather gets super hot, I simply can't live in a leather shoe on a really hot summer day. It's just too uncomfortable and I get terrible blisters. So these have really been a game changer for spring and summer. If I'm not in the mood to wear a sandal, you know. Bag is from Magnetism. I honestly have not stopped carrying this since I picked it up from Michelle a few weeks ago. I feel like I've maybe carried a different bag on like 2 days in the last several weeks. I love it. I think it just is perfect, goes with everything. I'm gonna bring you to this pop-up that we're going to. It's at the Pottery studio. And my very sweet friend from Vancouver has come with her jewelry collection. She's the person who made my wedding rings and my husband's wedding ring. And it's just always an absolute joy to see her. I've known her a really, really long time. So it's nice to get to give her a squeeze every now and again. And we're gonna go there now. Hello, good morning. Time for a little progress update. It's Sunday and I've been painting. I started on Thursday. I've made so much progress. I'm honestly thrilled with how it's all coming together. All of the painting in the bathroom is done. There's just a couple really minor little touch-ups. I'm removing tape right now and kind of slowly starting to put it back together. I'm going to be putting all of the face plates back on the outlets and the light switches and putting the hardware back on the walls to like hang up our towels and stuff. But now that I have painted this room, it was so desperately needed. It honestly feels, I'm going to insert a before while I'm here so that you can see, like, it just was so dark. The blue was objectively a really pretty blue, but it was just, the paint job was so poorly done, which I think I've already mentioned. And it just was so, the bathroom is tiny and it just felt so small and it was no good. And now with like a fresh coat of paint on the ceiling too, like it all just feels, it feels so good in there. It feels so bright. You know, I love a colorful bathroom as much as the next person. I really do. But the decisions that were made in this bathroom, like the black tile in the shower, the like really awful gray floor tiles, like it all just, I think just honestly simplicity is key in this room because the design choices are questionable at best. And we can't change that, right? As renters, like the things that we can change realistically and that make sense for us, we can change the paint color and we can change some of the fixtures. Like that's what makes sense. It doesn't make sense to, you know, retile the fucking bathroom, though I wish. I wish. So this is the before photo. And as soon as I removed the curtain to like be able to paint the trim on the window, I knew I didn't want to put it back. So I'm going to pick up a roll of privacy film at the hardware store and I'm just going to put that on the upper part of the window. The lower part already has it. So I'm just going to do that on the upper portion of the window so that we don't have to add a curtain to it. We get all that nice light. It just makes it feel so much brighter. That curtain was like yucky and stained. It was here when we moved in. I don't ever want to see it again. And I also think that we are going to make an update to the
vanity situation. Let me turn you around. Okay, so I did an absolutely terrible job of taking before photos, and you know what? That's on me. But before, above the toilet, this like weird toilet that's literally on an angle in the corner, I don't know. But on this little bump out wall, there was a hideous and tiny medicine cabinet that fit maybe like 10% of our like skincare and like products. Like it was the tiniest, stupidest thing, and it was so ugly, and I never want to see it again. And then we have this enormous mirror over this enormous sink, the biggest sink you've ever seen in your life. And yet both of these cupboards, these huge cupboards, are completely taken up by plumbing. Like we can fit hardly anything in here. Anyways, this is the biggest sink in the world. And we had this gigantic mirror over it and these weird like lights that look like they belong in, I don't know, like a show home in like 2004. Like they're just the worst. They're also not bathroom lights, so they're completely rusted, they're janky. I want to replace those with something inexpensive and unobtrusive. And then I want to get a big medicine cabinet, mirror-fronted medicine cabinet to go over the entire sink. Like something huge, like with a triple door. I'll insert a little photo. Like simple, you know, nothing like, we're not winning any design awards for this bathroom, but I'm just trying to think of ways to make it feel more functional for us and our life. And we are bathroom bitches, my husband and I. We love our skincare, and we need somewhere to put it all. So that's the bathroom update. And I really do think that it wouldn't take much to make this space feel so much more functional for us. Like the light fixtures are easy to change. They need to be changed anyways because they're not bathroom grade. Like they're all rusted, they're really yucky. They're not intended to be in an environment with this much moisture, especially because this is such a small bathroom. Even with the window open, even with the extraction fan, like this room needs to be equipped to handle moisture. So I feel like new light fixtures will make an enormous difference. I would love to see something like little small, like milk glass, like, you know, little like bubble lights. Like that's easy, aesthetically easy to install, simple, inexpensive, keyword. Honestly, just painting this space and taking down all the fixtures and taking out all the things that were making it feel cluttered and cramped and horrible has really made me appreciate the space more. It's still absolutely a tiny bathroom by, you know, like there's no getting around that. But I really feel like there are reasonable and affordable changes that we could make to this space to just make it way more functional for us in our life. So I'm looking forward to chatting with Ben about it when he gets back from his hike. I'm so excited for him to see the bathroom in the hallway because this is something we've been talking about doing since we moved into this house more than a year ago. So I'm really looking forward to showing him what I got up to while he was out stomping. And I think he'll be on board to spend, you know, a few $100s to make it work for us. I think that that's worth it, honestly. I know that it's maybe not a popular opinion. I know that a lot of people, when you're living in a rental, like really don't want to be spending any money on the space. And I understand that, I really do. For me, I already have these skills. I've been painting houses since I was a teenager. I've painted almost every rental I've ever lived in. And it makes a massive difference. A fresh coat of paint, even if you're not changing the color dramatically, a fresh lick of paint makes the world of difference. And I just feel like for me, that's worth it. We've already lived in this house a year. We've been actively hating this bathroom for more than a year. I know not everyone has the time or the resources or the skills to be able to do a project like this. And I'm really, really grateful that my mom taught me these skills, and I'm grateful that I was able to make this happen this weekend because I really do feel like it's going to make this house feel better for us. And I'm inspired, you know, like the paint made the world of difference, and I feel like now I can't go back to adding back the hideous medicine cabinet that doesn't even fit any of our stuff, and the big mirror that takes up so much space on this wall but doesn't actually function as anything other than a mirror. Like we can do better in here. We can do better. It's a small space and the design choices are not the same choices that I would make, but we can control how functional this space is. Hi, I'm back in the bathroom again. The bathroom that's still not quite finished. Oh, I know, I'm sorry. I was really hoping it could be a proper before and after reveal for you, but the bathroom isn't done. And I don't think that it is going to be done in a reasonable timeline to wait to include the after reveal in this particular vlog. I think it'll have to be a separate vlog. Just some, like, there's just moving parts that all need to kind of align in order for us to get everything finished. And I don't know exactly when it's all going to happen. This month is really, really busy in my life. So we'll see. Stay tuned. Of course, I will be back with an update when I have one. But for now, we're kind of living in chaos a little bit. We've got all of our products on the side of the sink. And I've got, here, I'll turn you around. They were sold out of any simple privacy screen. Like, I just want something frosted like these ones. And all they had were these like kaleidoscopic, like rainbow ones available when I went to the hardware store to pick it up. And that's just simply not the vibe we're going for in here. So currently we've got this very sophisticated privacy screen, which is just a few sheets of paper towel with painter's tape. So if I have time today, I'm gonna try and nip to a different hardware store and hopefully I can get that taken care of ASAP. But for now, it's all very glamorous in here. We've got our swimsuits drying after swimming in the ocean. You know, very, very glam, very chic. Architectural Digest video coming any day now. So the hallway's a little bit messy still, but oh, the color is just so much better. Like a world of difference, truly. Makes me so happy. It just feels so much brighter, so much cleaner, so much fresher, more fresh. You know what I mean. At the beginning of the vlog, I included a little clip of my pieces that I made in my most recent pottery class before they were glazed. And I've got them, they're finished, they're here. And so I figured as a nice way to wrap up the vlog, we would just have a look at what I made in my most recent pottery class. I'm not thrilled with how the glazing turned out, but I learned something, so that's very valuable. And I'm really happy with the forms, and they're all gonna be functional. Hi, sweetheart. And they're all gonna be functional, and that's great. So we're gonna start with a winner. I made this little bowl, and I just love it. This gorgeous, like deep kind of espresso brown glaze on the inside. So beautiful. And then this glaze on the outside, this like crackly, oh, I just love it. They call it lichen at the studio. And I just think it's so beautiful. Kind of be the perfect size for my little morning cottage cheese. So cute. Number 2 is this little creamer. So cute. I have this really beautiful red teapot. I'm gonna show you the teapot. Hold please. Right? I thrifted this and I love it. I looked for a teapot for years, like the right one. And I just was so taken with the shape of this, especially this handle. I just think it's really interesting. I've never really seen anything else like it. It's very unusual. And obviously we all know by now how I feel about a pop of red. So when I'm having tea, when I'm having friends over, when I want things to be cute, I've got this beautiful teapot, got a jar of local honey, and then I have just like a carton of oat milk. And let me tell you, nothing kills the vibe of a tea party faster than an ugly carton of oat milk. So I set out, my intention for this most recent pottery class was to make a little creamer. And I made this really cute. I'm really happy with the shape of this. And I made the foot nice and tall. It's exactly tall enough that my pinky finger fits underneath, so it's really easy for me to pick this up and hold it. Unfortunately, the glaze melted a little unevenly around the base, which irks me, but doesn't disrupt the functionality of the piece in any way. So I'm letting it go. I feel like these just make such a cute little set together. They, you know, they don't match, but they're going to the same party, and it's a tea party in my living room. Final piece, which was a bit of a heartbreaker. I would never want to lie to you. This mug. I absolutely love the shape of this. I was so proud of it. And my plan was to glaze the entire mug white. And then I put a layer of the crackly lichen glaze over top, kind of just around the middle. And I was thinking that it would be white and then crackly white on top. But unfortunately, the glazes didn't really react very well together. And it's lumpy and janky. And yeah, it definitely didn't turn out how I was hoping it would. But I learned something in the process, which is really what the pottery class is all about. And I'm really, really happy with the shape of the mug. This is exactly what I look for in a mug. It's just the perfect little cozy handful. And you know, it's one of a kind. I'll tell you that much for free. Unfortunately, I won't be at the studio again this month. May is just too busy and I wasn't able to find a time to make it work, which is a bummer. But I'm hoping I'll be able to take another class in June and then see what's cooking for summer workshops and programming, because there's always so much going on, and it's the best place to be. It's the best place to spend time. It's so soothing. I love it. I love being creative with no other purpose than to feed my heart. It feels really nice to be a beginner at something and to be learning something new that's so tactile and so ancient and just so cool. I'm so into it, and I really hope that I'll be able to get back to the studio soon. I think that's where I'm going to leave you, my sweet friends. Like I said, I have a really busy month. I'm hoping that I will be able to film a styling video later today so that you will at least have a little styling video to hold you over until the next vlog. But I'm gonna be picking up some vloggy bits here and there over the next few weeks, and hopefully I will be back to more style-focused programming for June. As always, if there's anything specific you would like to see, leave it for me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more sustainable and attainable style.